The Industrial Pharmaceutical Group of Nigeria strongly called on the federal government to expedite the signing of the Pharmaceutical Industry Bill, which is currently on the table of the President. The Pharmaceutical Industry Bill is past the first and second readings at both houses of the National Assembly. The Industrial Pharmacists Group will examine the topic, the business environment and the economic outlook of the pharmaceutical sector in 2019 at its bi-monthly meeting in Lagos, explained that once the bill is passed, it will help to rejuvenate the industry, to create more jobs and reduce the influx of substandard drugs in the economy. The national chairman of Naip IG and Nuku noted that the pharmaceutical industry is being owned about 200 billion naira, which if the government and other parastatals could release the money, it will boost the economy. All the speakers said the same of the Nigerian policies on protectionism are affecting the manufacturing sector that creates jobs for the economy. On his part, the speaker, Dr. Ayo Teriba, advised the players in the sector to brace up for the economic challenges, which might have great effect on the pharmaceutical industry.
Some few years back, the Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria put the debt burden owed it by the trade at about 300 billion. We also have our estimates that the debts that were being owed by federal health institutions, the federal medical centers, the university teaching hospitals, even the state general hospitals, should be somewhere around 150 billion. So you can imagine that if we have about 450 billion being pumped into the industry, it's going to help us a great deal. You know, we find ourselves the trade at about 300 billion. We also have our estimates that the debts that were being owed by federal health institutions, the federal medical centers, the university teaching hospitals, even the state general hospitals, should be somewhere around 150 billion. So you can imagine that if we have about 450 billion being pumped into the industry, it's going to help us a great deal. You know, we find ourselves in this vicious circle. Why? Because our products they have life, what we call shelf life. So when you have these products and they are demanded, you have to give them, so that you don't just stay with them and they expire. And most of the time, our industry is such that there's a lot of credit, you know, being extended both to the trade and to the institutions.
It's a bill which is in tandem with what he wants. He wants the entire pharmaceutical environment sanitized. He's against drug abuse. He's against drug misuse. He's against fake drugs. The Peace Pharmacists Council law, which was just been done, gives the regulatory agency, Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, the power to expand its scope and be able to cleanse and hold the environment sanitized.
One of the things that affects the pharmaceutical industry are basically policies, right? Government policy up until now has not been favorable in encouraging the setting up of pharmaceutical industries and sustaining those that are already existing in the industry.